You're looking from sometimes the third dimensional just as is, not even aware that what you're looking at, you can choose to change the filter. And what I see here, first of all, when I look up at the sky and watch the clouds and see the sunsets and the sunrise, when I began to get into that idea, and it just reminds me of the power that created, this one little planet. Oh my God, and that universes are being created. So if that's the case, the one iota of energy that brought me into this experience along with you into this experience, how can you walk on the planet with your head still down into the idea of survival and just making ends meet? And yes, you can have goals. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, I'm gonna point an arrow to what I see to the right and see what my naked So connecting into this reality like this is like a jump start, a reboot, or a reminder that created this also is constantly working on my behalf, on our behalf, however you choose to see it. We live in a world that's full of conditioning. With our culture as African American people or black melanin, we've gone through a thing of what is it? Colonization, and then just being on the planet, other cultures dominating other cultures and not being human like we should. But when I look up and see this, it reminds me of the grander scheme of things. Right now we are living in our dash. If you're on this planet, you came on a specific day and time of residence. And then there's going to be a day and time of non-residence in this physical form. But right now, you're living the dash. If you're seeing this, you are in your dash. What do I mean? The date on your tombstone, and then the date of exit. In between is a dash, and that's what we're living now. You're living the dash. How you gonna live the dash? How do you choose to live the dash? You're living the dash just in the idea of survival, having to pay bills, make ends meet, and all that. Relationships, all the different type of relationships you have. First of all, are you honoring your relationships? Are we honoring each other? Those of you who are a blood family, are you honoring each other? Or are you caught up still in the basement of the third dimension of your own selfishness, right? Are you not doing the work to clear up and get okay, clear up. Clear up. And some of us who are spiritual encouragers, we get excited. We see things from a different level and perspective. Sometimes we can end up we attract those who love our energy, and sometimes you do things to attract people to you because you're looking for the validation. I'm saying get out of those other lanes and live your dash. Don't waste time. Tomorrow is not promised. How are you treating those who make space for you? How are you treating those who you tend to want to connect with and be around with? Do you recognize that they are fueling you? Are you giving your fuel away? Yeah. Are you even compatible at all? Not just in attraction. Yeah, because attraction can be total distraction. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Attraction can be a total distraction because the physical vessel is going to change. Your ideas and your filters as you choose to live an awakened life. When you begin to do your work to heal those areas of life, of those experiences that you had, is it keeping you in the third dimensional way of things? Look at who connects with you and who you choose to be connected with. If you're not, stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. Look up and tap into that universal energy that is in you. So I'm continuing this conversation. So all I'm doing is bringing y'all into the conversation that's going on in my head all the time. And not everybody gonna get it. Nope, not everybody gonna get it. Not everybody gonna get where you are when you live an awakened life. What do I mean by that? I keep talking about living an awakened life. Actually, it's a podcast that I'm relaunching, but it's, I'm doing it in a very organic way. So I'm on a road trip, and I've shared with you all some scenery. I'm sharing with you all from my lens of how I see things. Each of you are divine and unique. How is it that we each have a different blueprint, fingerprint? Our DNA is not, like our blood. Nobody's exactly the same. So the divine essence that created what we're seeing as far as the sunset that you're seeing, and now it may go dark, and you're just going to hear my voice because I got to keep talking. So here's the deal: living an awakened life. When you live an awakened life, or choose to, as best can, to stay in that space of awareness, of higher awareness, to tap out of the matrix of the third dimension. Yes, I'm using language that some people may not be. I tend to draw or connect with people who are newly in their spiritual journey. And these could be people that are coming from a religious type of path. But, many of you, especially those of you who feel compelled to inspire or encourage, it's a part of your nature. It's a part of your own healing. And you are channeling or transmitting what you hear from the heart. And I'm calling all healers out in your own unique ways, right? To walk in your authenticity. And here, one thing you have to know is when you live an authentic or an awakened life, you're going to experience what feels like lots of rejection or non-acceptance by your family members, by your blood family. You're also going to run into, because the divine is going to connect you with spiritual. Like I said, you're going to come into alignment with those who actually are part of your soul tribe, spiritual family. Like, as you are excelling and expanding in your awareness, as you are guided to certain practices of mindfulness, of just, tapping out of the everyday transmission from this dimension, right? You're going to be made aware of the different levels of brain, how I'm going to say, like alpha, beta, theta, delta, those are the different brainwave frequencies, okay, that actually is happening throughout your day. When you go into sleep, that's a particular brainwave frequency. If you are a creator, that's a particular brainwave frequency. And actually, you have the ability to shift that and control that. You can show a child how to do that. So I'm going to keep talking. The sun has gone out. Now I may put a replacement video for that. So here's the deal. Living an awakened life. And you begin to shift and change and choose how you want to navigate. You begin to look at your connections. You begin to look at your ways and your habits. And I'm not talking about where... It's all about the journey. There's no arrival and destination, because you can live many years, and adjust yourself to a certain way of living. You can connect to a spiritual practices and tribes of people, and then 30 years go by, 40 years go by, and something happens in your life that totally shifts, and you're gonna feel like you started at ground one, right? Yeah. But you're starting again with newer awarenesses. And however you've been raised and brought up is all a part of the mix of who you are. Okay? Look now. Just keep going. And I'm talking to spiritual newbies. Those who have come into their awakening process and whatever that looks like and means to you. Yeah. And you're being shown through divine signs about maybe your origin as far as being a human being, as far as your lineage. Maybe you're being shown, right, through how your upbringing is. You're being shown many different parts of you. You are multidimensional. You're just not one. And there's been a lot of programming going on. Yeah, it has been. A lot of programming. My goodness. How you perceive things, how you thought things were supposed to be, and then you wake up and then the things don't work, or the process, or the relationship, or the job, or what you thought you wanted as far as a degree, and then you find out you really have some natural talents in everywhere, in different parts of your life. Some of us think, or have been conditioned to think, that if you reach a certain physical age, you're not supposed to do certain things. All these boxes, man. What about asking your spirits? Listen, is there parts of you that haven't completely allowed yourself to live fully? Like, is there still a childlike resonance in you that hasn't had a chance to dance, to accomplish certain things? Is there desires within you that, maybe you selected a career? Because I hear this all the time. Selected a career that maybe it was selected for you, or maybe you tried a career and you realized that you grew out of it and that you wanted to be more expansive, but maybe physically in your life you're thinking you can't move in another direction. Well, you can't move into another direction because you choose that. Maybe because you don't see the different avenues and exits. Our life is just like this daggone highway. How many lanes? Which lane you riding in? You only stay in the same lane? Are you shifting lanes? Are you changing your speed? Do you need to slow down? You need to pull off to the side of the road? So I'm going to change the scenery so it can still go, but you can hear me. Yeah. Yeah, so your life is just like this highway that you saw. There's some exits. There's some times you should have got off, right? And sometimes you might have got a flat tire and you just didn't know how to fix it. You were shown how to fix it. You didn't keep your emergency supplies in your trunk from the knowledge or skills or things that have been presented to you at one time. Yeah, you've been conditioned to think that there's something after you all the time. Oh my goodness. And most of the time it's about you taking responsibility of how you choose to see it. And now, look, I ain't no expert. I'm just giving those who are listening wisdom from the receipts of life that I have lived and that I'm compelled to share. This is a conversation that I normally just have to myself. But a few years ago, my body in my throat area behind my nose presented with tumors, okay? And they showed up as benign, and it was two different types of tumors. And what I'm getting at is that was in the area of my throat chakra, in my speech area. And at that time that happened, as I was navigating the physical aspects of it, I also journeyed and journaled and meditated and asked questions of my body. It's called medical intuition. You can Google medical intuition. All right, you have the capability of asking that the parts of you that the world says you're having an illness or a sickness, which, be careful of what you adopt and allow to come into your spirit as the order. They didn't know for sure. And then they're saying, oh, it's benign, but we still would treat it with chemo and all of that. I'm like, oh, hell to the no, excuse me. Let me get off of this track. Yeah, let me get off of the third dimensional track of the idea of you telling me. And then they wanted to give me tests for bone. They wanted to test to see if I had bone cancer. Well, that was in 2016. This is 2024. Okay, as you can tell, I chose not to follow through, on this idea that they wanted to plant into my spirit. Yeah, I listened. I stayed listening to the divine. Sometimes walking this life of living an awakened life, you come across encounters where people do travel with you for a while, but you have certain expectations. They have certain expectations or non-expectations, and maybe you give yourself away, and because you want to stay connected, and you realize, no, don't do that. No. My question now, or has been for quite some time, is what is the purpose of this connection? Whether it's business, friendship, interests, intimacies, okay, conversations, social media, all of that. What is the purpose of these connections? And do you understand the energetic blueprint? What I call it energetic blueprint, right? Are you doing your work, and are they doing their work? How valuable is it for your connections? And what I look at is those who I consider close to me, and that's another thing. Those you consider close to you may not consider you close to them. They may not reciprocate exactly. Then you have to ask yourself the question, why do you do what you do? Are you doing it for some sort of return? I have to check myself on that. And then as you evolve, right? People that maybe have walked with you as you evolve, they may have a certain filter about you too. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew you from before, and then as you evolve, they're observing you, and some of their idiosyncrasies or their thoughts in a telepathic way may cause you to stop continuing to evolve or to question your evolutionary walk. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stay in your own journey. Stay in your lane. Right? Be authentic. And look, if you are holding others hostage where they have to, you're critiquing each other, stop that. Now we can add value to each other, but don't critique. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're gonna find that we as human beings really do need each other. Your growth was because of others. A part of your growth is what you observe from either teachers, for first being your parents, whether they were together or not, first your teachers, watching, looking at stuff on TV, seeing how the outcome of what's happening with people when they make investments in business and all these things. All of that is shaped you to where you are. And don't think that you have arrived, because there is no arrival. The goal is in every step of the journey. Now I like to say this: if you have, and then I'm gonna close up. You have people that you rocking with, you consider close or whatever, or maybe you're close. Like for example, you may not talk to them for a while, and then you talk to them, you still, you can pick up wherever you left off. Let me ask you a question: if something happened to them people, right? And it's their time to catch the train to the heavenly highway or wherever the next dimension that they're assigned to, would it devastate you? Or is it just nonchalant? Well, everybody dies. Okay, I'm going to say this to you all who really have a heart and know that you are leaders and know that you are supposed to be here to leave a legacy of sharing like I'm doing, right? And you have people in your proximity that wouldn't think about you twice. They just dip in and out, tap into using up your dash. Huh? You using up the dash between your entry date on the planet and between the unknown date when you transfer out of here. Don't waste time, babies. Yeah. Every minute, every second, all of your